Your Excellency, the Governor of Ekiti State, the former Governor of Ekiti State, my leader, my mentor, my benefactor, my coach, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi, CON, the APC presidential candidate, a former senator, Governor Emeritus, our most valuable player, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed. Representative of the national chairman of a party, Your Excellencies, governors of various states that are here, with special reference to His Excellency Samuel Lalong from Plateau, Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu Lagos, Excellency Godwin Obaseki Edo, Excellency Abubakar Badaru Jigawa, Excellency Dapo Biodun Ogun State, Excellency Atiku Bagudu Kebbi, Excellency Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu Ondo, Deputy Governor of Osun and Borno States, Your Excellency, the former Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, His Excellency Otumba Bisi Egbeyemi, Your Excellency, the former First Lady, Mother General, and my mom, Erelu Bisi Fayemi, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, Chief Mrs. MonisadeAfuye and her spouse, my darling wife, Dr. Olayemi Biodun Oyebanji. I recognize my dad, Pa Ezekiel Olukunle Oyebanji, who is here with us, and my mother-in-law, Mrs. Esther Adedipe. Your Excellency, former Governor and Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Niyi Adebayo, Governor Fayose, who just left us, the Nigerian Ambassador to the Netherlands, Her Excellency Dr. Eniola Ajayi and her spouse, the Deputy Consular General, United Kingdoms, and all other officials of embassies and missions that are here, Right Honorable Speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly and distinguished members of Ekiti State House of Assembly, the Chief Judge in absentia, all former governors and deputy governors, members of the National Assembly that are here, former senators, former members of the House of Representatives, Chair APC Ekiti State and member of the State Working Committee, all members of the National Campaign Council for Ekiti, under the leadership of Governor Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi, members of Ekiti State Gubernatorial Campaign Council, captains of industries, His Royal Majesty the Onisha of Ishan, Chairman, Council of Traditional Rulers Ekiti State, and our royal fathers that are here, His Royal Majesty the Ewe of Ado Ekiti, Oba Rufus Adejugbe Alade Samiti III, and Olori Eyeshonu Ewe, representatives of development partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press. Ekiti kete o. Ekiti kete o. Ekiti kete o. Today is a great day for us, and we should be proud. Today we are observing history being made and a new chapter of our story being written. Today we are witnesses to the reversal of previous political transitions fraught with tension and strife, and bear testimony to the dawn of peaceful transmission of power from one administration to the other, the first of its kind in our history as a state. It also marks the beginning of the implementation of the Ekiti State Transition Law 2019, which effectively provides for seamless transition from one administration to the other. I must start by acknowledging the Almighty God, whose throne is heaven and the heart is footstool. To him be all the glory, honor, and majesty. I must pay tribute to the great cloud of witnesses, our forefathers of ages past, upon whose foundation our generation continues to build. They set an example for us of the importance of our pristine moral principles: honor, sacrifice for the common good, and unity. That ohun abájọrò kìí pẹ́ kún, ohun àṣepọ̀ nílẹ̀ yẹ. They demonstrated that for us as a people, only in unity can we conquer our challenges. It was in this spirit of oneness that they band together as a united Ekiti Confederacy and emerged victorious against external forces that sought to subjugate us in our own land. In unity of purpose, they fought and contained attempts to dominate us at different epochs in our history. This same spirit of unity has been passed down generations and guided the founding fathers and mothers who built on efforts made since the Second Republic and led the successful struggle for the creation of our own states. This was a struggle led by our revered traditional rulers and prominent citizens, which resulted in Ekiti becoming the only entirely homogeneous state in Nigeria. This day is a very humbling one for me. It is hard to believe that the 27-year-old young man who was privileged to serve as the secretary to the Committee for the Creation of Ekiti State is now standing before you as governor. I remember with fondness the aspirations and dreams of the committee. I served as a scribe, documenting our vision for our state. I remember the long, grueling meetings and even longer journeys at odd hours to make presentations before the authorities of the day. I remember my determination then to do my best to play my own part and not disappoint those who had given me the opportunity to be part of a such lofty idea and ideal. As I assume leadership of our dear state before God and this distinguished audience today, it is indeed an emotional and historic moment for me that destiny has now placed upon my shoulder the onerous task of furthering the journey to the actualization of Ekiti prosperity, which was and remains our core mandate. I'm deeply grateful to be called upon to assume the seat previously occupied by eminent patriots through various times and seasons, who all gave their best for the development of Ekiti. I especially celebrate the first civilian governor, His Excellency Otumba Richard Adeyeye, the grandfather of Ekiti progressive family, under whom I started my political career as a public servant. As the first democratically elected governor at the dawn of the Fourth Republic, his tenure remains a reference point for all who have come after him. His strength of character, patriotism, humility, simplicity are attributes worthy of emulation. Your Excellency, sir, we honor and celebrate your pioneering role in the challenging mandate of setting the foundation for the progress that Ekiti has witnessed so far. We salute your vision, especially in laying a solid economic foundation and showing forth the way of honor, of excellence, and of service to the greater good in the governance of the states. I also celebrate your amiable wife and our First Lady, Her Excellency Erelu Angela Adebayo, for being a pillar in it and for the legacy of compassionate service she left behind in those early years. We cannot but remember those who have had the honor of presiding over the affairs of this great state under different dispensations and circumstances. I pay tribute to the pioneer, Ministry Administrator, Lieutenant Colonel Inua Bawa, retired, Navy Captain Atanda Yusuf, retired, His Excellency Dr. Peter Ayodele Fayoshe, late General Biodun Oyebanji, His Excellency Chief Shagunoni, Right Honorable Tope Ademiluyi, and Right Honorable Tunji Odeyemi, as well as hosts of other great leaders of government in the judicial and legislative arms for their service to their state. We may have had political differences, but the Ekiti ideals was never lost on us. This is why my esteemed leader, my boss, and my immediate predecessor, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi, determined that the God-inspired purpose of his second tenure of office was to get us back on track with the mantra, reclaiming our land and restoring our values. There is no doubt that this was achieved in his time, and Ekiti has been on a trajectory of stability and inclusive growth, as the state is today leading in all indices of good governance and human development. Dr. Fayemi is a leader of leaders who has led with integrity and compassion and a unique spirit of excellence that has lifted our profile in the Committee of States. Posterity owes him a debt of gratitude for his remarkable achievement during his tenure as chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and president of Forums of Regions of Africa, for leading several policy initiatives at intergovernmental and multilateral levels that have become models for elevating subnational governance in Africa. His reputation and astuteness as a Pan-Africanist, nationalist, bridge builder, public intellectual, and thought leader is indeed peerless, and we are proud that he is an Ekiti man. I'm even prouder to be his successor. Similarly, I pay tribute to Her Excellency Erelu Bisi Adeleye Fayemi, our very dear Mother General, for her numerous contributions to the development of our dear state. The state will forever be grateful to her for the policy initiatives, programs, and advocacy aimed at bridging gender inequality, promoting social political inclusion, and attending to the well-being of the vulnerable. For our efforts ensuring gender mainstreaming in government programs, laws, and policies, Ekiti State is today the undisputable model in Nigeria and beyond in gender advocacy. She has done well to build an army of successors who will continue to carry the banner of aspiration for an egalitarian and inclusive society long after she has left the state. Even though the Fayemis are leaving behind very huge shoes for me and Olayemi to fill, we are confident that with their support, we will surely grow into them. I'm enthusiastically counting on the generosity of spirit of the Adebayos, the Fayemis, Fayoshes, and other leaders to continue in the service of our homeland by constantly affording us their enormous goodwill, expertise, and experience. The challenges of this new season. I'm well aware of the unique challenges of our time. The world is presently facing one of the most difficult economic crises that was occasioned by a hybrid of post-COVID economic recovery sluggishness and the Russo-Ukrainian war. This is further complicated in Nigeria by the rising cost of living, which is eroding the gains our economic growth since we exited the recession, as evident in what many economics have called stagflation. Ostensibly, the military face-off between Russia and Ukraine revenue, especially in a state like ours, where most income earners are connected to government expenditure and salary earners, vendors and contractors, or beneficiaries of a social welfare program is a significant one. Although this problem is global and national, of its overarching domestic impacts in Ekiti State, which requires proactive and compassionate measures to mitigate and provide safety nets for our people. Correspondingly, insecurity remains a major concern of our people. Rural banditry remains an existential affront on our collective survival, especially for us here in Ekiti. There is no doubt that the confidence of our people is still low in the security situation. But we need to acknowledge that a lot of work has been done, and there is now a drastic reduction in the spate of kidnapping and rural banditry that's reached a frightening height at some point. We have the immediate part administration to thank for the improvement in the general security of our state. We are confident that we build on these achievements and contain insecurity within our borders. We will energize the existing security system and come up with new initiatives that can further strengthen their functionality. Our vision and mission. My mission for Ekiti State is to be a land of prosperity, opportunity, peace, and progress. A land in which transformed people and communities can reap the fruit of their labor in dignity, good health, and safety. A land of honor where integrity matters. For this vision to be actualized, we need to focus on a roadmap to get there. The French West Indian psychiatrist and political philosopher Frantz Fanon, in his famous quote, says, "Each generation must discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." Ekiti, I do understand my mission, and I'm here to fulfill it. The import of this mandate you have given us and the responsibility we now bear is clear. You will recall that I campaigned on a manifesto anchored on 6 pillars, which have been carefully designed to position Ekiti for peace and prosperity despite the challenges of this season. The pillars are youth development and job creation, human capital development, agri and rural development, infrastructure and industrialization, arts, culture, and tourism, and good governance. These pillars highlight our priorities as an administration, which I explain greater in details in my manifestos. Our goal is to safeguard our people's livelihood, well-being, and future. It is to create shared prosperity for all, to grow the economy, equip our people with valuable skills, create jobs, and expand the range of opportunities available for everyone. It is to create a conducive environment for investors to thrive in our economy and to make Ekiti State the preferred destination to live, to work, and to invest. In keeping with the Ekiti State Transition Law 2019, our plan will also build on the foundation laid by the outgone administration by prioritizing the completion of strategic infrastructure projects in knowledge economic, transportation, agriculture, and power. Our modus operandi will be the establishment of numerous platforms for widespread participation, interaction, and inclusiveness of all stakeholders. We intend to ensure robust dialogue and uncensored expression and consultation across the length and breadth of the state, thereby ensuring the interest and participation of all in the welfare of Ekiti. We assure you, the people, that we will hear you and truly see you. Our outlook is a government of the people, for the people, by the people, through active involvement. On this platform, I hereby make a pledge of my accessibility to you all. This is the summary of my manifesto, which I presented to you, the basis upon which we earn your trust. With the recently unveiled Ekiti State Development Plan 2021 to 2050, midwifed by the immediate past administration, all stakeholders in the states now have a roadmap to Ekiti prosperity that goes beyond many electoral circles around which we will mobilize and coordinate efforts to succeed. Again, I assure you that by God's grace and the support of our people, together with you, we will keep Ekiti working. A word on the upcoming general elections. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in another 4 months, we will be electing a new president for our great nation, our representatives in the National and State House of Assembly. Ekiti State is tied to whatever goes on at the national level, and these elections have crucial implications for all. Our party, the All Progressive Congress, has presented to the nation one of the most impactful political leaders of our time, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a candidate for the position of President of Nigeria. Asiwaju is a committed nationalist, astute administrator, prolific thinker, and a resourceful manager of human and natural resources, who has paid his dues that demonstrated his capacity to lead Nigeria at such a time as this. Ekiti is best positioned for peace and prosperity under the leadership of Asiwaju Tinubu, and I'm sure that we will deliver our votes for him. Am I speaking your mind? I'm speaking your mind. God bless you. Asiwaju is hearing you. In the same vein, our candidates for the National Assembly and State House of Assembly are men and women of honor, whom we need in office to actualize our common vision. On my part as a leader of government, I will do my best to continue to earn the confidence of our people in our great party. I use this opportunity to appeal to political class across partisan divides and all stakeholders in our states to ensure that the upcoming election are conducted in a peaceful and in a peacefully and decently in the overall interest of our dear state. Appreciation. As I conclude my remarks, I sincerely thank every son and daughter of Ekiti, at home and abroad, our highly revered royal fathers, market women, men of faith, all the 239 independent campaign group, the BAO Anchor Group, BAO volunteers, as well as the many women and youth groups for entrusting me with your mandate. I know the enormity of the expectation you have of us to immediately start to build on the legacies of those who have come before us and honorably govern our state in trust for the generation coming after her. We will not disappoint you. I thank His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari and other members of the Federal Executive Council, chairman of our great party, the All Progressive Congress, and the National Working Committee members. Gratitude and immense gratitude to the APC presidential candidate, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his running mate, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, the chairman, Ekiti State 2022 Governorship Primary Election Committee, and Governor of Jigawa State, His Excellency Governor Abubakar Badaru, and other members. Thanks to the chairman of the Ekiti 2022 National Campaign Council and the Governor of Kebbi State, His Excellency Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, and other members of the council. My immense gratitude to Their Excellency members of the Progressive Governors Forum. I'm immensely grateful to you, Excellencies, for your support, for your encouragement, for your support, and for your advice. As the newest governor on the block, I promise my unflinching loyalty to the forum. I thank you very much. Without you, I wouldn't be standing here today as an elected governor. I am extremely grateful to the members of the Progressive Governors Forum. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I thank Barrister Paul Omotosho and members of the State Working Committee, the Ekiti APC Women Campaign Council, the Ekiti APC Youth Campaign Council, APC Elders Forum, and our party members across Ekiti State. I thank you all for building our party into a strong and credible platform, and for your support in making this day a reality. I thank my family and my in-laws for their support. I thank my father, Pa Ezekiel Biodun Oyebanji, and my siblings for their unwavering belief in me. I honor with profound gratitude the memory of my late mother, Madam Esther Oyebanji, and thank her for all her sacrifices to build my character. I also thank my late mom's friend who have stood by me and stepped into the role of mother, counseling, and providing the requisite prayer cover for me. Special appreciation to my mother-in-law, Madam Esther Bolaji Adeyeye, and all the Adeyeye clan for their support. I thank my children for their support and for being a motivation for me to continue working to build a greater Ekiti and Nigeria for their generations to inherit. I thank my darling wife and life partner indeed. I thank you for trusting me on this journey we have embarked on, and for being the wind beneath my wings and an unfavoring pillar of strength. Thank you, Olayemi. With you by my side, I'm grounded and energized for the task ahead. I love you, and I will forever cherish you. Cherish your love and partnership. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, together with our Deputy Governor, Her Excellency, Mrs. MonisadeAfuye, I humbly solicit your support, prayers, and patience as the new administration takes proper stock and conclude our extensive consultations with stakeholders across board, with a view to consolidating a strategy that builds on the achievement of the immediate past administration and lead us on the path to shared prosperity for all. I use this opportunity to welcome the continued support of investors, development partners, and Ekiti all over Nigeria and in diaspora. Ekiti is very open to business and has an enabling policy and institutional framework that will ensure prudence, transparency, and accountability in all obligations. I know the task I have been charged with will be the toughest challenge of my life. However, I know that I will not walk alone. Ekiti, we will do this together. Together with you, we will keep Ekiti walking. So help us, God. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless Ekiti State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.